All right, here's how we deal with our data for our puzzle cubes. So first thing we want to do is we want to create something similar to this. So you got the name, you have the trials. Again, a lot of your data might not have any of that trial information, which is just fine. DNSs did not solve. And then we have an average there. And again, you can just kind of make this look good. These should be in seconds. So again, if the data in your data table is like 2 minutes and 25 seconds, then you need to convert that to 145 seconds and put that in your data. Okay, so and then we're going to calculate the average here in just a minute of just trial 1. You're going to do the averages of trial 2 and trial 3 later. So I guess I could put trial 1. So the average of trial 1 is going to go here. First thing after we get all this done is we want to organize our data from least to greatest. So if you just left click on a cell, actually before we do that, we got to tell it that this row doesn't move, because if I go to data and I sort from A to Z, it'll then put this all at the bottom, and I don't want that. So to eliminate that, you just click on this gray bar and drag it down, and now this data is locked in. So now when I go to data, sort sheet, and do it, you can see that it keeps that heading where it should be, which is great. And you can see that it went from least to greatest. This looks good. Now we're ready to put a chart together. So to add a chart, we're going to insert, go down to chart, and then we're going to be using a special chart called a combo chart down here. So you might have to scroll down, but mine's right here under line. It's going to be a combo chart. It went ahead and put trial 1 in seconds and name here. It's good. And you can see here's our data. That all looks good. I'm going to change this. This is going to be the puzzle cube solving data. And then I need to put a line for the average just so I can see, how far above and below the average there are. So watch how I do this. I'm going to create, I'm going to do equals average, and it wants to automatically assume this, but that's not correct. So I'm just going to say average, and I want the average of all of that, and then hit enter. I can adjust my decimal points. Again, I should go 1 decimal beyond my data. So these are good to the ones. I'm going to go to the 10th. And then if I were to do my little trick where you just click on the corner and you drag down, oops, it's going to update this equation and increase the number by 1 every time because we're going down the rows. We don't want that. We want to be the same average for all of them because it's the average of that data. So what we do is we just right click, copy, or control C, and then right click. And when we do a paste special, we're going to do a values only. And that will just take the value of that. And then I can run this all the way down so it stays the same. So if this number ever changes, it should update these with it. So let's say this goes to 37. You can see that changed. Oh, but wait, we still have to copy over and do this stuff. So I guess that won't work, but there you go. We want all these data points to be the same for our average. I'm going to go back to my chart, double click on it, and now I can add a new series. So again, down here in series, I'm going to add a series, click on this, and the data range for this, I'm just going to click and highlight and say, okay. And now you have your average, and you can see that, boom, there's the average for trial 1. So that's why we do that, that combo chart. We've got basically, here's our data, here's the average. You can see who's above the average in terms of time and who's below the average in terms of time. This looks good. Not really anything else I need more of that. You could look into some of the customize and adjust some things, but really this is all I want you to be able to do. Can we put an average line across our data? And then can we also have our charted data here? So that's one of the graphs that you're going to have. We're going to do another graph that's going to show how many did not solve versus how many were solved. So we essentially want a graph of this information. Now, this, I don't know if this is going to work or not. I've not actually made this graph. So we're going to make a pie chart this time. So let's see if we can get a pie chart. Here we go. So it wants 2 columns. So I wonder if I can hold down Control and select this. So, I'm just trying some things. I don't know if this will even work. Nope. So, all right, this is sort of aggregate, but that's not what I want. I just want to know who solved and who didn't solve. So again, I'm not 100% sure. So what am I going to do? I'm going to look it up. So again, a binary choice is basically like a yes or no, agree or disagree. So, oh, here we go. Second column is the corresponding counts or frequencies for each choice. Okay, there we go. So we need data that's like this. So we're going to create some data, and then we'll move it into here. So we've got the choice solved, did not solve, and then the number of people who did was 6, and the number who didn't was 4. And now this is the amount. So now when it wants our information, that. Interesting. There we go. So our value is going to be amount. And then use column B as labels. Use column A as labels. There we go. That looks good. Okay. And now we can give it a title. Perfect. Percent solved versus not solved. Nice. Perfect. There's our data for that. Again, you can bold this. This looks good. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to look at what happens to the trend of this over time. So we can plot like those points. Let's see how we're going to do this. Again, just kind of winging it here. I think this is going to be we'll go smooth chart. We'll do this. Smart data range here. But we want to, yeah, here's what we want to see. We want to see, we're going to switch rows and headers because we want to look at trial 1, 2, and 3 and the amount of time that it takes. So you can see some trends here with this. This looks pretty good. And then we can also add a chart title and axis. So this is going to be so it's like solve time versus trials. And then we can go in and give like the horizontal axis is good. The vertical axis is what should be in seconds. It should be solve time in seconds for that. And let's call this trial for that. And this looks pretty good. So these are going to be our 3 graphs that we're going to put in our engineers, or not in our engineers notebook, but in our Google Doc. So we can literally just copy and paste this sheet right here, like this page right here. So if I'm doing this, I'm going to do a Windows Shift S, and I can do this data right here. And now I can put that into my Google Doc. It has all my other data and things in it. So for my puzzle cube, my formal write-up. And that can go right in there. And that can show all of my information that I need to. So that's how you put together your graphs. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Have a great rest of the day. Don't forget to like and subscribe.